you guys are not on Lions Nation Unite app, you need to go ahead and get on it. Go to lionsnationunite.com. Download the app made by Herman Moore. Lomas Brown's on there. A ton of Lions fans, thousands are on there, talking about their team, talking about their fandom, dropping pictures, content creators. It's a great way to have some fun with Detroit Lions fans. You can follow them on Twitter as well. Lions Nation U. Go ahead and get the app where we talk and have a great time. Folks, we're here for the OnePride Podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions, news and rumors. And if you enjoy getting a root canal, this is the channel for you because, hey, sometimes we get drilled. And make sure you also drill that like button as well. Who's up in the building right now? We got Lions Nation Unite hitting me up on Twitter. What's up with that? Appreciate it. Chrome. We got Alan Dana, Detroit Dylan, Lifestyle, Steve DeJong, 9 Drinks. Appreciate you. While you guys come in, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. We also got Mark Oram from Oram's Forum. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's going on, Mike? What's going on, Tone? Everybody in the chat. How's everybody doing for this Thursday for the OPP? Let's talk some football. Let's go.
And we got the most motivational man on the planet. He's considering a career as a motivational speaker. What's going on, Antonio Hightower? And as you could tell, he definitely don't talk a whole lot. We just gonna get right into the three of us here.
Hi, Tone.
What's going on, Mark, man? How is your day? Are you ready for the weekend? What's going on, man?
I'm ready for the weekend, Mikey, man. It was a good day today. I survived the night, so that's always considered. It's always considered a good day to wake up the next day and look at my family in the eyes, man. So yeah, it's a great day. Saw some news going on around the NFL. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. Antonio, are you alive?
Oh yeah, I'm back. I had to talk to my dad.
Okay, always going on, man. Always going on. Well, let's talk a little bit about the NFC North. So the the Denver Broncos hired a Green Bay Packers coach. Mark, what do you think about that? What does it mean?
This is pretty big, man. Nathaniel Hackett, man, getting the job in Denver, and I think this has always been the little game that's been going on with Rodgers right now. He's been tweeting out some stuff going, that he absolutely adores Nathaniel Hackett as his OC, and he's like he never wants to leave unless he leaves, with a pause there. There's rumors already swirling around that Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers are getting packaged to go to Denver right now, and Nathaniel Hackett, that's just the little icing on the cake. So he's a guy that comes from a really good offense, Nathaniel Hackett, and obviously having Aaron Rodgers as your QB for as long as he has been a bonus, and that pretty much got him a pretty good job as a head coach. So I think this ball's starting to roll. I think we're going to hear more and more and more about Aaron Rodgers getting moved out of the North.
Hey, that's great news, folks.
Good news,
Got
man.
him. Antonio
Good
Hightower, what do you think about this hiring by the Denver Broncos of the Green Bay Packers?
I think it means that Rodgers leaving is way more of a possibility. Now, I still think that there's a chance he could still stay in Green Bay if they decide to run him back a year. There's also the Steelers rumors. So right now, I don't really know where he's going to go. All I know is there's a sweepstakes. It looks like it's going to be a bunch of people vying for him. And it's looking more and more likely that we won't have to deal with him in the North anymore.
And that is definitely a good thing. Man, imagine if Aaron Rodgers is out of the NFC North, takes Davante Adams with him. Oh, my God. Oh, hold up.
Oh, my God.
That's exactly what it is, folks. And it's not just them that hurt the Green Bay Packers losing their coach. How about Mark Oram, the Chicago Bears, hiring Eberflus as their head coach? What does that mean for the Detroit Leos?
Well, for the Detroit Leos, it just means that I think Chicago got themselves a pretty good defensive-minded coach. He's been that hot name out there for the past 2-3 years. There was a lot of talk about him going to a few places last year. I think one of us, I think even the Detroit Lions, I think we were kind of mentioned in the Eberflus sweepstakes last year, but he chose to stay in Indy. He goes to Chicago this year. I know a lot of Bears fans, from what I'm reading, are not too happy with the pick or with the hire. I think a lot of them wanted to see a guy that could develop a quarterback instead. But I think the Bears, man, I'm not going to say it's a home run hit. It's a home run hire or anything like that, but it's not a bad hire. It's a guy that has had some top defenses in the NFL for the past few years. He knows how to bring the D. So it will be a guy that will be you're going to have to keep an eye on. See what kind of defense
I'm giving her a D, man.
Bring that D, man. I just don't know how he's going to develop Justin Fields, but they got other guys that can probably do that too as well. So it's not a bad hire.
Great news that it's not Jim Caldwell. I agree with you, Chrome. Bears fans were not happy. I was on Harrison Graham's page when he went live. They were underwhelmed, to say the least. Yeah. Antonio Hightower, what does this mean for the Detroit Lions, them hiring Eberflus?
It could mean potentially good things for us. Honestly, I think what the Bears should have did was hire a offensive-minded coach. Most likely, the best choice probably would have been, I forget the guy, the Bills offensive coordinator. I forget his name.
DeBall?
Yeah, Brian Dable. He would have been the best hire for them. Josh Allen is sort of similar to Fields is similar to Josh Allen, and they definitely need an offensive guy to stick around with him and develop him. And them choosing Eberflus is beneficial for us. So at this, it could mean that Justin Fields might not work out the way he should. That's what it could mean for us. It could be very well for us. Now, if they somehow find an offensive mind who is really good, it could be damaging for us because he's a really good defensive mind and he's done a lot with not the greatest cast of characters in Indianapolis.
Okay, I see you. Now let's get to the Detroit Lions, Mark. And I read some reports today that they could be targeting Allen Robinson, the wide receiver. What would he bring if the Detroit Lions decide to sign Allen Robinson from the Bears?
Well, that's a guy that's going to bring a pretty hefty contract. That's one. But he is a guy that, that would bring a lot of wide receiver veteranship to the team that is probably much needed, especially if you don't sign a Josh Reynolds, if you don't really bring too many guys back, which I don't think they're really going to. We're a pretty young core right now. But you're getting a guy that's got potential to catch 100-plus balls. He's done it before, and he's had a lot of yards, a lot of success, touchdowns. He's a big guy. He's one of the best wide receivers I think in the league today. He's definitely top 10, top 15, I would say. But he would bring a hefty contract. But I'd welcome him if he wants to come. I don't know. Is he a free agent? That's the thing I'm worried about. Is he a free agent?
He is a free agent. Yeah, he's going to be a free agent unless Chicago, does something Chicago. But I don't believe so.
So he's going to probably cost a little bit of money to come here. But I think we're going to end up having some money to spend. I don't know if Brad Holmes is going to want to spend that type of dough, but he's a guy that's automatic wide receiver one on your team. So,
what did you think about Allen Robinson, Antonio Hightower, to the Lions?
I think it's interesting. I would prefer to go with a younger wide receiver. Allen Robinson is 28, 29 at this point in his career. I also wonder if he would really want to come here. I think he would probably want to go to a team with a better quarterback, considering that his quarterbacks have been Mitch Trubisky and Blake Bortles. But I'd like the move. Like I said, I prefer a younger wide receiver. If you can get a Godwin, I guess a Gallup. I know these guys have had injuries, but at this point, you don't have that much better choices, and Godwin could be that true number one for you. And he's 26 now. I like the move. I prefer a younger guy, but if that's who we can get, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I actually believe that I would prefer a younger guy myself. I'm ready for the draft, man. I would like to draft a wide receiver fairly high and get a complement wide receiver in free agency that wouldn't be costing too much. But if that's the route they go, I totally understand it. Let me know in the comment section. Do you want the Detroit Lions to get a pricey wide receiver? It doesn't necessarily mean price, but a top wide receiver in free agency? Let me know in the comment section with Y's and N's. Just why if you do, and if you don't. Me, I would like them to get a good wide receiver, but I don't know if I want to spend, we're talking $20 million or $18 million on a wide receiver. Look what the Giants did with Kenny Galladay. To me, that just seems something that would not be a smart move if that player gets injured. But, hey, I'm just one guy. Todd says, Allen Robinson for someone like a Traylon Burks? No, thank you. We got don't get A-Rob or Thomas. Keep Reynolds, Khalif, St. Brown, Cephas, draft wide receiver, go Lions. Let's be smart and save that money by Raw Detroit. Nine Drink says, hell with it. Go ahead and get it. Goff is upgrade over Fields and Trubisky. That is true as of right now from last year. Well, I don't, Fields, he could take a big one. Chrome says, N for the draft. 19 million to the no, we got N, prefer the draft. What about Cephas? Detroit Dylan, love Cephas. Depends on the price. Draft a number 3 in free agency. If they can get a Chris Godwin, yes, I do like a Chris Godwin, Lisa. The injuries, him and I liked Michael Gallup a lot as well. No, we need to draft a wide receiver. What is going on, Eric? I would spend money on defense. I like that, Jeff Berg. I think the Lions should stick to free agents with a chip on their shoulder by Steve-O. I got some other questions, too. I actually made a video about it the other day, and now, there was a little bit of rumor out there that they could trade Cooper from Amari Cooper from the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think anyone's going to trade for him with this cap hit. It's just caps for the amount of receptions and yards he gets. I think they'll end up dumping him. I think he could get cut. And would you take an option if he gets cut, Mark Oram, on Amari Cooper as a wide receiver?
I like Amari Cooper, the wide receiver. I think he's a good wide receiver. I'm not sure if I'd want to spend any draft capital on him. When you say getting cut, let's see what he can, let's see what type of contract he's going to demand. He's going to be another guy that's going to demand a lot of money. Over there in Dallas, man, they had that 3-headed monster, almost like a 4-headed monster over there in Dallas, man. So the ball got distributed in all kinds of different ways. Cooper, he had some huge games for Dallas. Then he'd kind of like fall to the wayside. He wouldn't really have any big games, man. He's a very talented wide receiver, probably one of the best route running wide receivers in the NFL. He has some drawbacks where he can drop a couple balls here and there, but he's multi-talented, but he's going to be pricey, man. And we're already kind of talking about Allen Robinson. I heard there's people out there saying that we need to trade for Michael Thomas. These are all big time cap guys that are going to demand a lot of money. So Brad Holmes has said that he does not want to spend this year. He said that they have some money. So maybe he will, maybe he won't. I'd like to hold off though on a guy like an Amari Cooper.
Antonio Hightower, what do you think about a player like DK Metcalf, who right now could be trying to get out of the Seattle Seahawks? We hear there's problems. He's young, 24. His cap hit's $1.5 million. Would you trade for him? And if so, what would you give up? Or if not, the reason why?
I'd definitely trade for him. He's young. I mean, he's the number one. He could be a number one, which desperately need. He could stretch the field, which we already need that. I guess I'd be willing to give up a first, probably that Rams first. I would prefer to be able to give up the one next year because I didn't want to get another wide receiver with that later first. With the late first we got this year. But if it had to be this year instead of next year, I could do that. But yeah, I'd be willing to give up a late first. I don't know how much better they're gonna get, considering that he wants out. If these news is true, then he wants out and he has to get paid. So I'd definitely be interested in.
Personally, I wouldn't trade. I want to give up a first-round pick for DK Metcalf. I love his ability, but I still love the draft more. I think the Lions could get a wide receiver that they want. And I'm a little concerned is diva-ness. It seems like he's got that little bit of diva in him, Mark. What would you do? Would you trade for this guy?
Man, he is worth a first-round pick. He's definitely would be worth a first-round pick. It's a guy that we could have drafted actually a couple years back,
Yes.
but we didn't. Tavai.
Divide.
Yeah. Like Antonio kind of nailed it. He's a guy that will instantly become your number one pick. I'd like, if you were to do that, with that Rams pick, okay. I think I'd be okay with it because he is young, but he does have a lot of diva qualities to him. And I caught more than a few Seattle games this year, man. And he's a guy that gets very, very upset when the ball's not thrown to him. It's very visible. A lot will say it's just, he's a competitor. He's this, he's that. But there was some rumblings going on that him and Russ weren't getting along, and who knows what was going on there. Russell Wilson seems to be on his way out the door too in Seattle, so it might be a clean sweep. But he's a guy that, I would maybe take a chance on. I'd definitely pick up the phone to Seattle. I'm not saying I'd make the deal right away, but I would definitely call to see where their head's at with getting rid of DK.
Folks, you see that ticker at the bottom? It took me a long time to get this, but it is the latest news, NFL draft, and headlines right when it's happening. So if we're ever live, breaking news happens. You're getting it literally at the moment. So anything that breaks, we're going to get it here. I got tired of seeing in the comment section some breaking news that end up being false. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get the legit thing here. So we're good to go now. You got it. If something happens and breaks while we're live on my channel, you will get the news. Also, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get to 50 likes. We got 98 in the building. I want to get to this question here. It's a good one by Superintendent Chalmers. Love the name. With the O-line getting Ragnow back, should the Lions finally become a run-heavy football team? This is something I had a conversation with Lomas Brown on, Lions legend, and he definitely believes that the Detroit Lions could have a top 5 offensive line, be a run-first type of football team, gritty, the type of team that you want in the NFC North. And I actually do agree that we could be a run-heavy team. Well, I would say 50-50. And when the fourth quarter comes, if we're up, then go ahead and have the more running style. What do you guys think about that one, Antonio Hightower?
Yeah, I agree. I think we already are a run-heavy team. Offensive line getting healthy is going to be really good. It's going to be top 10. Don't know about top 5, but it's definitely going to be up there. I already felt like we already were a run-heavy team. I think we'll probably be more effective at it. We'll see what that does for the rest of our offense. But I do agree. I think with Ragnow, hopefully, I think Decker's going to probably play better after coming back from his injury. I think it took him a little bit. It's going to take him a little bit to adjust, maybe some more, but I think he's going to get better. And I really think this run game is going to really start to get going.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think about that Mark Orem becoming a run-first team and what Lomas was saying?
Yeah, I think Lomas nailed it right on the head there. We have the O-line, at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of us that predicted top 10. Some of us even said potential top 5. I was one of those guys that thought we would have became a top 5 with the addition of Sewell and everyone staying healthy. But, it's the NFL. Not everybody stays healthy, but I think we definitely have potential for a top 10. I think we got the personnel for the running backs. We got Swift, we got Netflix, we got Jamal Williams for, I think, one more year. Jamar Jefferson, we haven't really seen. So I think we can establish a run game and be a at least top 10 running game too in the NFL. It feeds off your pass and vice versa. So it'd be really nice to get a run game so you can be multi-dimensional in the offense, not just worry about, people always say, well, we just got TJ Hawkinson, no, we got this guy. And it just builds and builds and builds. So it would be really nice to have a top O-line and a top running game.
Folks, I was going to get on here and take a ton of shots today. The wife did not pick up the alcohol for celebrating the 20,000. Remind me for next Thursday to tell her, pick it up for me, because I was extremely busy today at work today. So unfortunately, I was unable to go up there and get it. So I will get it, and I will get blasted live for hitting 20,000. I'll try to do it on next Thursday. Because I'm pretty happy about it that you guys, you guys click that subscribe and to get us there. It's all about that, man. So I appreciate you. Go Lions, man. Appreciate it. You've been there since day one. Looking like SportsCenter out there, trying to get the best it can get. Let's talk about hard knocks. Antonio Hightower, it came out that the Detroit Lions are one of 3 teams, New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, that would be forced to be on hard knocks. Now, I've been saying this since the press conference last year when he said he's going to bite those kneecaps off. I said the Detroit Lions in 2022 will be on hard knocks. I've been saying it since then just because you would have a year in and the NFL wants to see this. Would you like the Detroit Lions to be on hard knocks? And what would you want to see if we are on there? What do you want to see, like Dan Campbell or what?
I would like to see us on hard knocks. I don't know if we're gonna make it because Panthers is gonna be hard to beat them out. I would like to see us on there, and if we're on there, I would really like to see the relationship between the team, especially the fire of Dan Campbell, around the players, stuff like that. Stuff we already heard about, but I really want to see it really come together. I would really like to see, some of our players gel, specifically the offensive line. That's kind of a group that it works best when guys are all on the same page. So yeah, I'd definitely like to see us in Hard Knocks. I don't know if we're going to be able to get on there because, you got a team like, I think a lot of people probably rather see the Panthers than us, but I would like to see us on there.
What about you, Mark Orm? Would you want us to be on Hard Knocks?
Like definitely the selfish fan in me, being a Detroit Lions fan, definitely would want to see Hard Knocks and the Detroit Lions merging together and doing some work there. That would be it'd be great. Dan Campbell is literally a soundbite waiting to happen every time he touches the podium. I could just imagine what it would be like with the camera in front of his face in a 10-hour period, whatever they do there. I know a lot of people do think it's a distraction, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't really know. I don't really have any insight on that. I don't think any of us do. But as a fan, 100%, man. I'd like to see how these coaches interact with each other, and on how all our players and stuff, all our Alliance players, they talk so highly of these coaches. I want to see why. I want to see the relationships built in that room, in that building. And I think it'd just be great for just being a Lions fan. It would just be special. And I know there's 3 teams: the Jets, Carolina, I think you said, and us. Hopefully we can get it because the fan in me definitely wants to see it.
Let me know in the comment section. Would you like to be on Hard Knocks? Let's spam the comment section with Y's and N's. Let's do a quick poll. I understand the concept, no distractions, but the fan in me, just like Mark says, I just want to see it, man. Like we don't ever get any clout in media, and so I'd like to see it. I think it'd be real cool, and so let me know what you guys think. We're gonna start right here.
Especially with how bad. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Especially with how bad I think the last one was, the Colts one. That Colts one was very boring, very dry. The Dallas Cowboy one wasn't very good either. The last one too. So, we got to get some spice in there. I know Dan Campbell's all about the spice.
We got Colonel says, why? Chrome, no. We got Pete, why? We got some eyes from Go Lions. No, Puma. Why? Phil, 50-50. Why? Go Lions. Flintstone, why? 70-30 Unleash. Unless Panthers so excited. Why? For Restore the Roar. N. Zach. N. Jamie. Boogie. Why? Lisa, no. So I'd say it's about 60-40 right now. Media steady bashing the Lions and Pistons. Be nice for them to show them some good light. I agree with you. Lions fans know it's hard. It's a hard knock life, definitely. Yes, Big Weem Allen. It's another why. Should we trade back and grab draft capital at 2? Hey, we can get into the question segment right now. It's close enough. Till the Lions can produce consecutive win seasons, the media will not give 2 S's about Detroit. Pete says no. So it's pretty close. It's not, generally speaking, I say if you would have asked this a while ago, it definitely probably would have been 90% no, 10% yes. What is going on? Adam Patriot, name change, overswitch. I know who it is. What's going on, Don Burr? He says, me for quarterback. I think I'd take my first hit and I'd be knocked out of the game because I'm brittly beat up now. So Let's see here. Where's that question start? If I miss your question, it's going to happen, folks. It's going to happen. There's a lot of people in here. Just repost it. All you got to do is copy and paste. Should we trade back and grab draft capital or stay at number 2? Mark Oram, stay at 2 or trade back?
Trading back's always the ideal thing to do, especially at 2. It's a really good spot to be at. There is no surefire QB1 in this draft, and a lot of us do want a quarterback. I think it'd be nice. I don't want to fall too far back, though. If we were to go back, I really wouldn't want to go back 6 or 7. It just all depends on what the give back is. So I'm okay with staying at 2, but I'm also okay with dropping back. I have no problems with it. I just want to know what we're going to get back in return. That's all.
We got 125 folks in the building with 50 likes. Let's get this 75 likes, 75, 25 more. I think you can do it. And if you just got on here, you're going to notice there is a change on my channel. The ticker below is giving you the latest breaking news while it happens. A lot of concerns by misinformation sometimes in the chat. I wanted to end that, so I took my time to get that for you. Let's see here. We got a question. Would you guys trade for Calvin Ridley, a second or a third, Antonio Hightower?
Yeah, I'd consider it. Before I trade for him, though, I'd have to talk to him because you're going to, get set up because of the mental issues. Not only that, you're going to have to give him a new contract. So while I would be willing to trade for him, if I'm the GM, I would have to have a talk with him first to make sure that he would want to come to my team and he would want to stay here and just not give up draft capital just, to end up wasting it.
What is your way too early prediction? Detroit, I'm thinking I don't know. We don't know what's going on with the NFC North. That's the thing, man. It really depends on what Green Bay does, what Minnesota. I was talking to Minnesota guys who cover their team every day, and they thinking they're going on full-on rebuild over there. They could dump Adam Thielen. They could trade away Kirk Cousins. So we don't know. But I'll say 7 and 8 right now, just to thinking of it. But if Aaron Rodgers leaves, Davante Adams leaves, and they're full-on rebuild in Green Bay, it definitely could go up for sure. If you're Philadelphia, would you trade for Russell Wilson? Seattle gets Hurts and 2 1s. That's an interesting one. Would you do that, Mark?
If you're Philadelphia, would you trade for Russell Wilson for gets Hurts and 2 of their first? Yeah, man. You know what? That's not a bad deal for Philadelphia, man. They get they're going to get a good quarterback there, but it's not. I think the weapons are a little bit lacking in the wide receiver department for Philadelphia. Not sure Russ would even want to go to Philly. You got Devonta Smith, obviously, but after that, decent running game. Goddard, I guess, but if Philadelphia was to do it, why not, man? It wouldn't be a bad deal, I guess. You just have to make sure that he's going to want to stay there.
If you guys got questions, put hashtag Lions or hashtag something. It's so my eye can see it. Easy for me to get to the question that way because they do flood in. Marcus Williams, a safety target if Aaron Glenn stays. I 100% agree. What do you think about that, Antonio Hightower? I think he is definitely a target for the Lions.
Yeah, I think he could be a good safety target for the Lions. We definitely need safety. I don't know how his role would work with Tracy Walker, because they have semi-similar skill sets. But yeah, if I would definitely target him, and it makes sense from a fit perspective. So, if you can get him, go ahead and get him. There's also, I like him. There's also J.C. Bates in free agency, so there's a few chances for us to address our safety position, and I'm really for it.
Is there a guy in this draft that you have to have? Oh, there's a lot of guys in this draft. I talked about this season. I started for a long time. I started when the season was starting, this last season. I love Drake London. I want to get him, but as I see mock drafts, he's just flying up boards. It sucks. I really want this guy, but I would like to get a number 1 bona fide wide receiver. That's what I want to get. But if there's one specific player I would love, man, if we could get Nakobe Dean, that would be fire too. What about you, Mark?
And Nakobe Dean's he's a nice talent. I'm still on the Kayvon Thibodeaux train. I want him at 2. I think he's a game changer. I think lately he's come out on a couple of videos and he's kind of opened his mouth and said some silly things. I don't know what he's trying to do there, but he just seems like he's a kid that's a little bit full of himself. I think when you first listen to him talk, he's been a kid that's had the football spoon in his mouth since he was a little boy, and he's always been the guy. But he's a guy that I think can just change your defense around. He can do so many different things on a defense. He's a guy that I gotta have, man. He brings a pass rush like no other. I personally think that he can bring a Micah Parsons effect to the Detroit Lions. Not saying he's going to come in and get 12, 13 sacks right off the jump, but I just think you can put him all over the field, and I think he can do some things for you that a lot of players can't do.
I seen your Go Lions. I don't have a cartoon editor. If the Lions win 5 or less next season, is it time to consider Dan Campbell contract adjustment? I'd have to see what happened. If there was some asteroid that just knocked out all our starters, that could be a different. I don't know. I have to see what happens. Spirit of Detroit, what's going on, man? Make sure you subscribe to Spirit Detroit Podcast. My friend there, Avery Giovanni, Spirit of Detroit. We'll get him on the podcast soon as we can. Yeah. I think Rodgers is done, but don't believe he'll retire. I see him in Denver, Pittsburgh. I agree. I think that's where he's going. The Denver Broncos hired a coach from the Green Bay Packers. I think it's just a matter of time. Should Aaron Glenn go to the Saints? What do you think about Aubrey Pleasant becoming the next defensive coordinator if he does not go with Glenn? I think that would be a good move there. Aubrey Pleasant, our defensive backs coach, to become our head coach, but he also could look at like a Mike Zimmer. What do you think about that one, Antonio Hightower? Aubrey Pleasant becoming DC if AG is gone.
I think that would be a great move. Obviously, you'd rather him not leave. But hey, if Aubrey Pleasant is your last resort, then hey, I'm fine with it.
He says, "Can't I stop by?" You got to get a hold of me before, man. This is a different program than the other ones we're used to. It takes me a minute to set it up. Hit me up on next Thursday, and we'll see what's up. Let's see. Have B. Cook, safety, Cincinnati in the second round. Get a safety in the second round, Mark?
Yeah, man, we definitely need a safety on this team. We don't know what's going to be going on with Tracy Walker. Personally, I'm not a guy that wants to pay a lot of money to Tracy Walker. I don't think he's a bad football player, but I think he lacks playmaking, to tell you the truth. And I don't know how much he's going to. Obviously, he's making peanuts right now, according to NFL standards. So he's going to get quite a bit of money. I'm hoping they don't drop a lot of money in his lap. But yeah, we definitely need a safety. I don't want Dean Marlowe on this team anymore. I don't know what they're going to do with Will Harris. I think he might have saved, his job a little bit playing some corner. So he's pretty versatile there, but we don't really have any safeties after that. Bobby Price got moved to corner too. So it's like, yeah, we definitely need a safety. And that kid from Cincinnati, that Cook, why not, man? Let's take a look at him. We got to bring in a couple safeties, I think. I really like Marcus Williams, too, out of the Saints that we talked about earlier, too.
Folks, we need to get our big Lions fan here, Michael Banks, into the Ford Hall of Fans. Go to FordHallOfFans.com. Vote every single day till February 6th, I believe, when it ends. He was brought up by Barry Sanders and, of course, Megatron himself to get into the Hall of Fame. We want our fans represented, man. We need to get repped for Detroit. That's what it's all about, folks. So make sure you go ahead and vote. Get my boy, Michael Banks, in that mug. Spirit of Detroit says go ahead and like the stream. Appreciate it. Absolutely. Let's get to 100 likes. I think it can get done. If you guys got questions, do the hashtag. We will answer. Oh, yeah, Maloney, yes. He is one of the best tight ends coming out. Yes, no doubt that he is coming out. Mr. Hunt.
He's one of the best, I heard that guy.
Yeah, he definitely is one of the best, I heard.
He's really slippery, really slippery.
Yeah, definitely. He is definitely very slippery and a little bit wet on the side for sure. No doubt about it. No problem there, Michael Banks. He also got a YouTube channel, so go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Got questions? Put it in there. I'm not seeing any, man. I'm not seeing it. We got one here. Hashtag third rounders. What about Wan'Dale Robinson, wide receiver, Kentucky in the third round, Antonio Hightower?
I don't know much about him.
Tony Hightower? Antonio Hightower?
Hello?
What about Wan'Dale Robinson, wide receiver from Kentucky?
I haven't actually seen much of Wan'Dale Robinson yet. I've heard about him, especially because, I've been watching a little bit of Kentucky. He's interesting. I haven't seen much on him, so I can't really give an opinion on him. But from what I've heard, he's good, and I can't really give an opinion on him, so I've already watched the film.
Maloney, that is, I don't know if you're laughing at the other comment or the Antonio Hightower forgetting to speak. He tends to do that. I think he just kind of stares at the wall and drools a little bit.
I accidentally left the call and I had to come back in.
Oh, Hashtag quarterback. If Malik's there in the second round, do we grab him, Mark Oram from Orem's Forum?
Yeah, man. Malik Willis is a kid that I was kind of high on right at the beginning of the college year. Playing on that Liberty team, man. He's a kid that was running for his life. Almost every single snap. I watched a couple games in Liberty. I kind of felt sorry for the kid. Didn't have a lot of help at Liberty, but he has a strong arm. Not the fastest kid, but he's got some escapability. Obviously, he reminded me a little bit of Lamar Jackson with a better arm. So he'd be a guy that would be extremely raw though coming into the NFL, because I think he's not even close to being seasoned. So if he's there, I definitely think about it. I definitely talk to my crew. Obviously, Brad Holmes and his crew. So he's a guy that I do like a lot, though, as a possible Detroit Lion in the future. I do like him.
Dave says, hashtag, if the Lions draft a quarterback, do you think Jared Goff requests a trade? No, I don't. I don't believe it at all. I think it'd be like a Jimmy Garoppolo situation over there in San Francisco. I think that Jared Goff, he understands, man. Look, you ain't going to get traded with the cap money you have. It ain't happening, bro. It ain't happening. So I don't think he would do that. Now, he could be upset about it. You'd have to wait another year to no longer be a Detroit Lion. He's just going to have to wait. If a quarterback is late in the first, early second round this year, or trade up for C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young next year, what do you think about that, Antonio Hightower?
I'd go with quarterback this year. You're not trading up. You're probably not going to be able to trade up for a Stroud or a Young unless your pick is insanely high. Because you're going to have to give up a lot. I mean, you saw what the Jaguars gave up for Trey Lance. Probably going to give up more for Young or Stroud. So it's probably just better to just go with a quarterback this year. It's a bunch of talented guys. I prefer Willis, especially if you can get him, like you said, late first, early second. But yeah, that's probably about what I do. I'd rather not give up picks to move up next year too. Plus, I don't know if there's any team that'd be willing to trade down from either of those two quarterbacks if they have the opportunity. So if you're waiting on a quarterback next year, you might have to choose between I forget his name, the Florida quarterback. I forget his name. Probably going to get another quarterback outside those top two. So I just prefer to get one this year. Preferably one that's talented, has some high upside, could be like a legit franchise quarterback.
What do you think about the Raiders interviewing Josh McDaniels, or does Harbaugh get the job? I think that the Patriot way just continues to be destroyed, and go ahead, hire another Patriot. It worked out real well in Denver for him. I'm telling you, man, I don't know about the Patriots tree. What do you think about this, them doing that, or any other team?
I don't know, man. Yeah, with the Josh McDaniels thing, it always seems like he's the type of guy that, I think he's just waiting for Bill to hand him the Patriots. I just always got that feeling that he's just, he's tried it in Denver, like you said. It failed miserably. I don't think they're going to hire a guy like McDaniels in in Las Vegas. I still don't think it's going to be Harbaugh either. I don't think Harbaugh's leaving Michigan. I just have a feeling. So that Josh McDaniel thing, he's not going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Question, is it possible to get a restricted free agent on a team that is – yeah, you can, but sometimes if they do like I forgot the exact name for it, but they can put like a rounder on it, like a third round, second round, first round. So they would get a compensation.
Yeah, they could put a tender on it.
Yeah, tender on them, and they get the third, second, first, whatever they want to do on it. And I think the price actually of the player goes up. The salary, I'm not 100% sure, but you can always do it. I think didn't the Patriots do that a couple of years ago? They
did it last year, I think. I think they did it last year to J.C. Jackson. They put, I know it was either last year or the year before that. I know they put a second round tender on him. I'm pretty sure it was last year, and nobody bid.
And if you sign them, and then they get that pick. But it's pretty rare though, in all honesty. Connor Hayward, 5th or 6th round. I think we're going to stay with Jason Kabinda, in all honesty. I think that's Dan Campbell's favorite guy. I doubt they draft one. Jaguars don't pick up Hutchinson with the first. I would like to pick up Hutchinson. I like him over Kayvon Thibodeaux. That's my personal preference. I know Mark Orem disagrees with me. He likes Kayvon Thibodeaux over him. I guess it's your personal preference. I mean, it's 1A, 1B.
I still like Hutchinson. It's
1A, 1B.
I like him a lot. Yeah.
I think, honestly, I've been saying this for a while, that Jacksonville goes Evan Neal. It would make a lot of sense.
They should.
Yeah.
They should go Evan Neal. They got to protect their franchise quarterback.
I don't know if y'all heard the new rumors.
What's that?
What's this?
Apparently, some NFL teams like Ikem Okongwu better than Evan Neal. I don't know why they like him.
Oh, for sure. I heard that. Yep.
So he could go number 1. It would be a bad pick at number 1, but it could happen.
The kid from North Carolina? North Carolina State?
Yeah, NC State, yeah.
Yeah, I've been hearing that as well. After edge, which position do you want improved the most, and what player? Great question.
Good question.
I think, man, there's so many positions. Wide receiver, linebacker, safety. I think those are big need. It depends who is there at that first pick. If you got a Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean there, I think I would just take it. I'd just walk up there, take one of those guys. That's the linebacker from Utah as well as Georgia. We need help linebacker position. But if a Drake London falls there, I got to take him, man. I think that, to me, that's it. I think you can get a Brisker in the 2nd round. What about you, Mark?
I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Mike. You know, if there's a linebacker there, I don't think that Kobe Dean's going to fall as far as he's been falling in these fan mocks. I see him falling into the 2nd round and stuff like that. I think he's a top 20 pick, top 25. But if a Devin Lloyd's there, I really take a look hard at that. Wide receiver, most definitely, too. I really like Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. He's a smaller wide receiver, but he's electric. He's explosive. He's got good hands. He runs great routes. He's physical. I really like Dotson. He's starting to become one of my favorite guys in this draft, to tell you the truth, the more I watch him. And I think he'll be there where we're going to pick with that Rams pick, around 29 to 32, whatever pick we are at there. I really like Dotson. So definitely linebacker or definitely a wide receiver. We need a lot.
163 in the building. Let's get to 100 likes to 17 away. With your help, we can get it done. That's how it pushes this stuff out. We're trying to go against a ton of media, and we're just 3 guys right now. Hashtag lines, if Malik runs under 4.4, he'll go in top 15. I think he's going to go in top 15 anyways. A lot of quarterbacks get overdrafted, and I think, to me, he would be the quarterback I would go after is my QB1. That's my personal. I think he's got a really high ceiling. I like him. I think he's going to be a top 15 pick, and it just happens every year. So, just is what it is. If Carson Strong checks out medically, would you take him in the 2nd round? I would personally. He looks like the most NFL ready. No, I'm not, and I'm going to tell you why. I think I'm worried that if he checks out now, fine. But we're talking about 3 surgeries on a knee. He could have issues in the future. He could be a guy where if one more hit, it could be done with this dude. So I don't want to take that risk. I personally There's other quarterbacks I would go at. Desmond Ridder, I think you could, if he was there. Sam Howell, if he was there. If you're wanting to go quarterback, I'm saying if you want to go that route, I think that would be the route I go at. What about you, Mark? What do you think about Carson Strong?
Like man, he's a big kid. He's a strong arm guy, but he's got absolutely zero mobility. He has no mobility. He's a guy out there. He's got that Tom Brady statuesque. He's not Tom Brady, but he's not gonna run away from guys. He's not gonna be able to escape the pocket and make plays with his legs, and on the run or anything like that. But he does have a cannon for an arm. I just don't, like Mike said, his knees really, his knees are a big red flag to me. 3 surgeries already, and he hasn't even stepped foot on an NFL field. I'm going to have a hard pass on that one, on Carson Strong.
Have you heard of Chad Muma? He progressed every year in college, the second-round linebacker. Yeah, I heard about him a little bit here, but I don't know a lot. I haven't studied his tape to say if this would be a guy I would go with. Just looking at his stats here, 1.5 sacks, 85 solo tackles, 3 interceptions. I do like that. Have you looked at this guy at all, Antonio Hightower?
Actually, I haven't heard of him. We said Montana State. I have not heard of that guy.
Wyoming Cowboys.
Yeah.
Wyoming. I haven't watched Wyoming since Josh Allen.
Raw Detroit has a good prospect video on him.
Yeah, so go. Sometimes there's so many prospects, it's hard to get every single one. Yeah. So still in the beginning stages. We got 3 months of this. If Goff goes somewhere, manages to play elite this year, do you hold on to him or trade him for as much as you can? If Goff goes elite, if he comes up to some elite level, I would try to keep him. I mean, he's young. Yeah. He's 26 years old. Mark, what would you, if he becomes elite, he comes in there and blows it up, do you keep him, trade him? What do you do?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. He comes out and he starts throwing the ball like Tom Brady, and he's scoring touchdown after touchdown and not throwing a lot of interceptions. There's no point in getting rid of him. There's really no point in getting rid of him. But then, for that follow-up question, when you ask that question, we have to know how the draft went first. Did we draft a quarterback? Are we going to be looking for one? But, all in all, man, if he's playing at an elite level, I'm looking to keep him. I'll always have my phone on to see what people want to offer for him. He is a ton of money for the next couple of years, obviously. But if he's playing at an elite level, I'm going to want to keep him around for a bit at least.
Quarantine Dragon fan, I heard a rumor that the Lions are going to go after Aaron Rodgers. Do you think he would come here, play, and beat the crap out of the Packers twice a year? I give that a 0.0001% chance. Green Bay Packers are not going to send Aaron Rodgers to the NFC North.
No.
That would be a terrible decision. They are not going to do that.
He doesn't want to come here.
Yeah, he wouldn't even want to come here.
He's going to Denver, man.
Yeah, he's going to be a Denver Bronco, man.
It's almost in stone. It's almost in stone. It is. Nathaniel Hackett going there to Denver. It's happening.
Yeah, I do. I 100% agree. With the needs we have on D and in other spots, how could you justify drafting someone who won't play anytime soon? Well, look what the San Francisco 49ers did. They drafted Trey Lance, and they're 1 game away from the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it just depends the way you want to build your team. Kansas City Chiefs, the same thing. Green Bay Packers did that with Aaron Rodgers when they had Brett Favre. Now, they also did that with Love. That didn't work out so well. But it depends how you build your football team and the way you want to go, Mark.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, Mike, look at that San Francisco team. Traded up for Trey Lance, but look at what their defense is doing. Their defense is literally winning them games in the playoffs right now. So, there's different ways of building teams, man. There's different ways of building. You can build and sit guys, or you can build and have guys play right away. Just all depends on what your core looks like at the time. And San Francisco, they don't have a great quarterback situation going on right now with Jimmy G. He's not doing anything in the playoffs, but they're winning football game because of that defense and that running game. So they built that team to do that.
Jeff Berg says, I think if London is available, it's a no-brainer. We could draft a linebacker in the 3rd round. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer too.
Yeah.
But the more I see these drafts, the more I say ruh-roh. That Jameson Williams injury really hurt us, man. Like, that sucks. That sucks,
Yeah.
man, because he was the number 1 wide receiver on the board, Antonio Hightower. Then he injures himself, and now it's pushing these wide receivers up there.
Yeah, he was pretty high up there. I've seen a lot of people have him at either number 1 or number 2 with Garrett Wilson at number 1. Gonna be tough. It's gonna push a lot of these wide receivers up. Leighton Leonard's gonna go up. Burst is gonna go up. Still don't know where Williams is gonna go. I think he'll probably still stabilize in the first round. I don't know how high. There's a chance he still could go high first round. He can go low first round. There's a lot of variance in what he's gonna do. But yeah, it's gonna push up a lot of wide receivers. And then combine isn't even happen yet. Pro days ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be a bunch of other wide receivers that shoot up. There's always gonna be some guys that they find out about later because that just happens in the draft process. You just find out about some guy that you never knew about until later. So yeah, that injury really it could hurt us. Now if we can find a way to get like a Jameson Williams in the second, it could work out for us. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
Every time I see Yayo, I think of Tony Yayo. He says, "What's up, what up, Mike? It's been a minute since I joined your live show. Everything been keep up the great work. Hey, appreciate you, man. Tony Yayo back in G Unit. So every time I see you, man, that's what I think, bro. So I appreciate you coming in, always commenting on the videos. Let's see here. Imagine Holmes, Herbert, Rodgers, and Carr in the same division. Yeah, that definitely is a
Yoga fire.
That would be a hard division to be in, and I'm glad it would not be here. Ooh, oops. Let's see here. Lisa says, I think we should trade back and get an extra first-round pick or 2, especially if Aiden Hutchinson is gone. I agree. I would love to trade back. I think that's my number 1 scenario. I love Kyle Hamilton. If you could trade back, picking up another first-round pick, I think I'll be doing backflips. And, folks, I can't do backflips. I've had double neck surgery. I got degenerative arthritis, degenerative spine disease, all sorts of jacked up. So if I did a spine, I'm going to have to drink a couple fifth of Jack Daniels. What do you think about that, Mark? Trading back, get another first-round pick or maybe a couple seconds.
Yeah, like we were talking about that earlier, man. Drafting, the going back's always ideal, especially if your player that you don't want is there. Like, we don't really know who Brad Holmes and company are coveting at number 2, but we're going to have the good pick of the litter. But if they can trade back and acquire extra picks, I'm all for it, 100%.
Who is not getting love in the draft? How about David Ajabo? I think he should get a little more love than what he's doing. What do you think, Antonio Hightower?
Oh yeah, I was actually just thinking David Ojabo needs to get more love. That got better than Kayvon Thibodeaux. I don't know, man.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know.
That's
I don't know.
insane.
That boy,
That's insanity. That's
man better than
insanity.
Kayvon Thibodeaux. He better than Thibodeaux. I'm not gonna lie.
As you can
Not
see,
gonna lie.
Lucky Brooks has the Lions taking Aiden Hutchinson. So that is the ticker below. I added up there so you can get the latest news around the NFL that's not fake news, because we get that a lot in the comment section. It seems like every day there's a breaking news that's completely false. I want to give you guys the latest news that's legitimate, that if something happens while we're live streaming, you got it right there. So it's going to be NFL draft headlines, the latest news and rumors, and above it is the latest Lions headlines. So you're getting all your news no matter what. And when the NFL draft comes, we're going to be doing draft coverage on my channel on day 2, Grids on day 1, and Mark's on day 3. I know what Grid's doing, but on day 2 here, we're going to have the exact pick pop up. You're going to hear it. You're going to see it. You're going to know exactly what's happening. As soon as it happens, you'll get the perfect graphics down there, and we'll square Mark up to make sure he's good to go as well. So make sure you subscribe so you can get the content that you rightfully deserve. We got 194 in the building. 6 more likes to get to 100 likes. Spend the next 2 years building the team, then go get a quarterback. We don't need to reach on one now. What do you think about that, Mark?
Yeah, man. Like I talked about earlier, there's multiple different ways on how building a team, and this is one of them. Nick's kind of nailed it right on the head here. You can build your team up, build, and then go get your rookie quarterback, get your young quarterback, and you got lots of help, and that's a good way of doing things. I'm pretty sure that's how the Kansas City Chiefs kind of did it. They kind of Mahomes sat for a bit. They had I can't remember his name, who was in there. They were already a playoff team, Kansas City Chiefs. And when Alex Smith, yep. And then when Mahomes stepped in, they already had the team kind of in place, a couple more guys coming later on down the road, but that's a good way to build. There's multiple different ways of building, and Nick kind of nailed it there.
Lions, what did Kayvon Thibodeaux say again that makes you question? I think that one's you, Antonio Hightower.
I don't know. I've been hearing about it, and I don't. I've been hearing that he said something crazy, and I actually need to check it out.
Was that the interview where he's talking about Alabama, and they didn't?
There's a couple things.
Good school.
It was a couple things.
What yeah. About whoa.
He was talking about how Alabama academics are a joke, and Oregon academics are much better. Then he was talking about how he blew up Evan Neal a couple years ago at some camp. And then he didn't really do it. It was actually pretty matched up pretty evenly. Neal beat him, and Thibodeaux beat him as well. And then he said something along the line of football. He doesn't really necessarily need football in his life because he knows he's going to work after college. So he's all about branding. He is about branding, but he says he loves football, but it says it's not his main priority. He did say that.
I don't mind that at all, and Dominican Sue was actually really like that. He was Warren Buffett
like
guy.
Too. He's like that.
I have no problem with somebody trying to make money on the side, being an entrepreneur, being a grinder. I have no problem with that at all. If they work hard and they come to work and they're wanting to make some extra cash, go right ahead, man. More power to you.
He came off a little arrogant.
Yeah, it did come off as arrogant. It did. It did.
Yes.
But I think that will be the questions you have to ask is, are you just trying to be confident and get more money, or do you really care about football? I think that'll be the separation there.
When he's killing quarterbacks in the NFL, I don't really care what he says.
Yeah, same with Sue. I think Kyle Hamilton's my favorite player as well. Yes, he's mine as well. I know I missed a couple questions here. Would you rather trade pick 2 and Rams go to the Giants and Eagles for 15 and 16? I would love that. Getting multiple first-round picks, I would. No doubt, man. I'll take it.
Multiple picks for sure.
Yeah, man, you get Nakobe Dean, Drake London for 1. Yeah, I'll take it. Since Big Ben retired, who is going to be the next quarterback next year? How about Kenny Pickett? I think they are going to draft a quarterback. What do you think, Antonio Hightower?
We can't dismiss Rodgers. That's where there was some initial rumors about them offering like a 5-year contract. So Rodgers could be it. I wouldn't be surprised if they go with a guy like Pickett. No, I think there's a good chance they could go with a Pickett or Corral. That just seem like they're kind of quarterbacks. Maybe they trade for Jimmy G. Then there's a good chance the Niners try to move off from him. I think they're gonna really try to roll forward with Trey Lance after this year. So, there's a few avenues, but I think they're going to draft one above all.
Do you think we re-sign Jared Goff for less, and he's making now, given his play hasn't been up to snuff? Well, I'm going to tell you honestly about Jared Goff. Ask me after day 3 of the NFL draft. If we draft a quarterback if we draft a quarterback in round 1 or 2 or in round 3, I think that they're probably not going to re-sign him. If they don't, that would be a question then to ask. I just got to wait to see what they're going to do in the draft. Because you look at Todd McShay and Mel Kuiper, all these guys, even Wilson, keep saying the Lions are taking a quarterback, Sam Howell or Malik Willis. Yeah, they're hearing rumors. So I still think it's unlikely, but
yeah, I've already seen 2 mocks, Mike, with DJ, the guy from NFL Network, I can't remember his last name, and Bucky Brooks. Yep. They already got Malik Willis going to us at 29, and I think the other one's at 31. So they already got a quarterback coming to town.
Round. So generally if there's smoke, there's fire, but I still think that they don't. But I can definitely be wrong. Well, ask me when it gets closer when I do my final mock draft. Lions sound like Kayvon will be as soon as possible. Hutch wouldn't be. I just think they're going to go Kayvon Thibodeaux because they like that type of player. They like the Quack 12 players. They like Oregon Duck players. He's what this defense likes. Lomas Brown thinks the same thing, that they're going to go Kayvon Thibodeaux. I just think that's what they're going to do. But I do like Kyle Hamilton. I like Aiden Hutchinson better. Can Thomas stay healthy? Mark, do you know what he's talking about? I don't know.
Thomas. Michael Thomas? I don't know which Thomas.
Not 100% sure.
I was thinking Michael
What's
Thomas
his name?
too. I can't think of another Thomas.
Maybe Michael Thomas. I don't know. I just see one last name.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're
Yeah,
talking
not sure.
about. 9 drinks.
Super chat, $1.99 from Jerry Lane. Appreciate you, man. He says, love the content. Keep it up. Hey, thank you so much for that $1.99 super chat, Jerry. You are the man. I really appreciated all the super chats, guys. And that's, hey, without you, this channel is absolutely cheeks. It's nothing. You guys run the channel, and, I truly do appreciate the guys and we all talk about it. How very appreciative are you. If you guys ain't subscribed to Mark Orm from Orange Forum, you crazy. He's at 1.4 thousand subscribers. We need to get this man to 2,000 subscribers to get his content out there. That's him right there. He's from Canada. Now, he speaks differently from the different people, like the Americans that we are. He's a Canadian, okay? He likes moose, and he has alcohol on his waist when he walks around like a fanny pack.
Well, like 100%, man. I eat all kinds of cheeses. I drink from trees, the sap, and don't even need the sugar. So it's like I'm weird like that. I'm a weird Canadian.
Mark says Bucky Brooks has us taking Jahan Dotson. Maybe it's a new mock draft. But
maybe now he does, but he did have us taking Willis like a couple days ago.
Yeah, they do so many different mock drafts. You'll see it actually in the bottom if it pops up. You'll see it pop up there. So that's just kind of, they do so many mock drafts, man. Mr. Poole says, I'm in Canada. Where are you guys from? Let me know in the comment section. Where are you guys at? Do we got people from Michigan? Do we got people from California, Canada, Mexico, Europe, Ireland, Australia? Let me know in the comment section where you guys are from. We have people from Mars, Pluto, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, the Andromeda Galaxy. So let me know where you guys are from. I am from Holland, Michigan. Antonio Hightower, where are you from, man?
I am from Lithonia, Georgia.
Georgia, and then we got the Canadian here.
Yes, sir. Windsor, Ontario.
Yeah, do you love singing the national anthem?
Oh, man, first thing I do when I get up in the morning. First thing I do.
Oh, Canada.
The whole family lined up, and we sing "Oh, Canada."
We got South Texas, the border baby. Woo-woo. We got North Carolina. Come on and raise up. We got Michigan, England. Jamie Ward all the way across the pond. We got from Ohio. We got Big Apple here. Jackson, Michigan. Allen Park, Michigan. Woo, you're real close to the Lions. Let's see, grew up in Detroit, in Ohio right now. We got we got Vermontville, Michigan. Clarkston, Michigan. North Carolina. Virginia Beach, Virginia. Love it. We got Tawas, Michigan. Lake Huron view. Ooh, okay. We got Lake OCC. Chat looking like DC. I am from Huntington, New York, but I live in North Tampa now. Man, I'd love to live there. Charlotte. We got born and raised in Michigan, live in Southern Ontario. I can smell New York from my yard. Is that good or bad?
Ooh, that might not be a good thing.
That may not be a good thing.
I don't know if I want that.
Spelling New York. We got Virginia here. Love it. We got Masshole over here. We got Waterford, Michigan. What's up, Jay Schultz? Sandusky, Michigan. When I think of Sandusky, I don't think of Michigan, man. We got Lodi, California. We got Wet Branch, Michigan. Where's one place that you would like to go that you haven't gone there, Mark? Kalamazoo.
One place I haven't been to that I like to go to. I like to go to Cuba, man. All my buddies have been to Cuba. Never been there. It's one place that I've always wanted. I've been to Dominican. I've been to Aruba. Cuba, I know it's I'd like to go, man, and check it out. I think Cuba.
I'm with September 10, man. I want to go to Australia. Never been to Australia. I've been to Europe. I've been to Mexico. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Haiti. I've been obviously the Middle East and all over the United States, but I have never been to Australia. Never been, man. Is there one place you want to go, Antonio Hightower? Is that going to be Fort Benning, Georgia?
Well, saw some interesting answers in chat, but I guess I'd probably have to say Japan.
Oh,
Japan.
Well, appreciate everybody showing up in the chat, man. We had a great time today. Went a little bit over. That's okay. But we'll be dropping videos on my channel maybe tomorrow. I could move that to Sunday because a lot of people don't like videos on a Friday. I've noticed that in my analytics. They don't like watching YouTube videos on a Friday. Saturday, I will be doing a mailbag segment. Get ready for that. And if I don't do a video Friday, expect it on Sunday. Mark Orm, what do you got to say to the folks? Will we end this bad boy?
Thanks for having me again, Mike. It was awesome, man, being part of the crew, being part of OPP and ISN. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you to Antonio Hightower. Thanks, brother. Good times, man. I love talking the draft, love talking NFL, Detroit Lion football. I got a show on Tuesdays called Orem's Den. We talk about the NFL. We talk Detroit Lions as well, draft talk, man. We do it every Tuesday. Sometimes I have to move it to Wednesday, though. It just all depends. And I drop some videos. I should have a couple coming up, hopefully within the next couple days, man. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.
Hey, I see you in there from Andrew. This is my YouTube channel. You're on it right now. This is my YouTube channel. So if you ain't subscribed, hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Antonio Hightower, we got to say the folks so we end this bad boy.
Great coming here with you guys. Love talking draft, but I'm about to get more into some wide receivers. Check them out. Also, Evan Neal is the best player in the draft, and David Ojabo was better than Kayvon Thibodeaux.
And again, he has a different view. Folks, I appreciate everyone showing out. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so. Also, if you want to make a little bit extra cash, make sure you go to chatsports.com/LionsBet. Let me get this thing out of my face. You put in the promo code Lions125, you get 125% deposit bonus. Chatsports.com/bet. With that said, folks, have a freaking fantastic weekend, and I will see you. You'll hear from me tomorrow, Saturday, and you'll see me live again on Thursday. With that said, folks, adios.